Today, I think is the last day that we will have the El Camino in the garage doing progress on it. Next week, I want to start the process of getting this thing out of here, and I haven't really decided where I'm gonna put it. One of my plans was to take it over to my father's place and forget it and get it out of the way, but also that means that it won't be any progress happening with it, and obviously I want to be able to work on it and maybe want to take it in for a day, work on it and take it out of here again. So I think I want to strive for keeping it here, getting it inside the tent. And obviously February is coming up now, and after February we should see some temperature gains into the post or above freezing. So maybe in March we can work inside the tent or something, do some progress in it. This is one of those times where I would really like to have a 2-car garage, because if we could have this inside and another project, we could decide like, okay, we put 1 hour every day into El Camino and we will put our 6 to 7 other hours into doing other stuff. So all of a sudden it will just be done. But unfortunately I don't have that opportunity, but I have the opportunity to have it in a tent, have it around and being able to work on it in some way. So my idea right now is we're gonna keep it here, but we'll see. But it's going out of here, that's decided. I want to work on the Mustang and I want to work on the Oldsmobile in between here, and then we can see what will happen with the El Camino. So that's where we're at the moment. But as I said, we are going to work on it here today, and I've actually worked on it a little bit here this morning, and you can see I have removed all the trim that was left on it, and I didn't really want to do that because that was the last thing making this look like a vehicle, or now it really looks so blown apart and like a project. Obviously it did look like a project before, but you get my point. It looks somewhat complete with the trim, but I really felt that we needed to remove it to work here around the windshield and this area. So I gone ahead and I wire wheeled it a little bit just to see. And this is also one of those things that we could do in the tent. Maybe we could spend half an hour a day just cleaning it so that we have it in bare metal for the next time we want to work on it. But we'll see which way we go about it. But obviously I wire wheeled it here to see the rust, and I would say it's actually, from what I knew, it is better than I expected. So that's great. But we have some stuff to do. But here today I want to focus on this. I want to weld all of that. I have removed the tie down things, so they're out of the way. So I want to weld it, wire wheel it, and be basically done with it. Something I also think about is this lip here. It is obviously rusted at that end, and it is just a 90-degree bend basically. And I was thinking maybe we should remove this and put in a new angle iron, because then we would fix the rust, and also we could put in a little bit thicker one since I have removed some strength by cutting out this piece. But we'll see. We're gonna start with at least welding the old hatch here and all the holes and clean up this. And there we have this piece. Could we call it all done? I'm not sure. We still have some issues down here that we talked about. We still have some rust up here, but we have at least filled in the gaping hole that has been bugging me for the longest time, and all of the stupid holes that they have drilled in this. I hate unnecessary holes. And speaking of unnecessary holes, this truck, car, whatever, must have lived a very tough life because that wall is all dented. So the one of the previous owner has been having a lot of stuff on the bed, and he didn't believe in ratchet straps because there are dents everywhere in the wheel wells, on that thing, on the tailgate and whatnot. And also we have these weird holes that they have poked with a chisel over here, and over here we have two even bigger holes. And the only thing I can think about is that they have made them to pop out some dents in the bedside or something. But could they have done it any other way? I don't know, but yeah, it looks like crap. But I mean, what can I say? It's only a vehicle, it's only a truck, and it has obviously been used for truck stuff. So I don't care. We just have to fix it. And speaking of this truck's life, with most of my other vehicles, there is always someone that reaches out that has owned the vehicle, known someone that has owned the vehicle or whatnot, and send me pictures. But on this thing, no one has reached out to me and told me that they know anything about the truck. So it will be really fun to try and get some history on it. And if we go back a few owners, one guy owned it for 19 years, back to like 2002 or 3, or from 2002, 3 something. But obviously we have 30 years of history before that, which I can't see. For that, I need to contact the National Archive, as we have been doing with a lot of other stuff here lately, and try to get some previous owners and see if I can get some history from them, because it started out as a brown original, then it has been this, in my opinion, awful purple. It has been blue and obviously black, so it would be cool to see some old pictures of it. But anyway, we'll see if we can find that. So yeah, we're gonna continue welding here. For now, I'm gonna leave this, but we need to get back to this area. Obviously, I found some rust here, and it's basically rusted all the way here, so we have to fix that. But for some reason, I feel like doing this right now, and as I said, might as well do what I feel like doing. So I'm gonna make some strips here that we can weld in. I'm gonna cut off some here and poke it in and weld it. So yeah, let's do that. I wasn't able to finish because we're out of time here, but we fixed the most important. We did all the plug welds and got everything lined up. So the next time we work on this, we can just weld it together, grind it, and be done. And I will probably do this on Monday to be done with it, even though I'm planning to do other things. So we'll see how all of that will turn out in the end, time-wise. But yeah, I'm really happy with tying this together after a long time. And I gotta say, at this moment in time, I actually am, I gotta say, I'm not super pumped to work on the El Camino, but it feels, at this time, it feels pretty good. But also, maybe it's better to quit while you're ahead, and when you think it's fun, then it's maybe more fun to return to it and keep on working with it. So I'm still in the idea of getting this thing out of here and do something else, do something to the Mustang, get the Oldsmobile running, and then we can get back to the El Camino in a month or so. So we'll see how that turns out. Speaking of the El Camino, I couldn't hold myself, so I actually reached out to two previous owner of the El Camino before there is, you could basically say, two owners before me. I bought it, then I sold it to a friend and got it back. But when I bought it the first time, I bought it from a guy, and the person before that had it for 19 years. And I called him and we talked a little bit about it, and apparently he only drove it for like 4 or 5 years, but apparently he drove it quite a lot during those years. He put in the 6.2 diesel that was in this thing the first time I bought it, and he drove a lot with it. And he said he has driven so much junk on this bed, and it was actually him that cut up that hole that we fixed here today. Apparently he got a lot of boards, wooden boards from work or something, and he drove them on the truck, and I don't understand why he didn't just take them at an angle like this, but for some reason that was his solution. And yeah, he drove it for a few years, but from my understanding it must have been sitting like 14-15 years in his ownership on a piece of grass, and that's why it's very rusty. But apparently when he bought it, it was taken apart already for some restoration, and he put it together, guessing as cheaply as he could, put in the 6.2 diesel and just drove it. So this thing was probably bad already 25 years ago. And then I reached out to an owner before. There was one owner who had it for 4 months. I didn't call him, but I called the owner before that had it for like 2.5 years. And he said the same thing. And we're talking 2000 now, the year 2000. And it was a project at that point already. So yeah, it was in bad condition 25 years ago, and it hasn't become any better. So to get more information, I have to go to the National Archive, buy some papers on what has happened to this thing before that. So I'm probably gonna do that, but I'm not gonna rush it. But always interesting. The interesting thing was also, this thing has been black all through those years. So it's been black for 25 years at least. So, and also he said when the guy that had this thing for 19 years, bought it in 2003, it apparently has some really deep dish mag wheels on the rear. And he said that it had 3 coil springs on each side to get it jacked up in the rear. So it was probably sitting like this with some true 80s stands. It was really, really popular here in Sweden in the 80s to have stands like this and have some deep mags. And it probably had this paint at that point, the purple. So somewhere there is a picture of this thing looking really ridiculous, but also probably pretty cool. It's not my look, but I mean, it could be cool, obviously. So I need to get a picture of that somehow, and we need to reach out to some previous owners. But anyway, that's about that here for today with El Camino and everything. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do any more progress here. I'm gonna do some cleaning and some editing. But I want to thank you for sticking with me this week here. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back to you on Monday and we can see what we can achieve